I've been wandering around all morning long with my eyes done, my foundation on, no lipstick, no blush, no powder, no nothing else. So I just have foundation on because I wanted you guys to see the extreme before and after, that this looks very flat. Oh, I am wearing a little bit of concealer too. I'll show you guys what I'm wearing. I am wearing the Infallible, which, oh my gosh, I'm so in love with this foundation. I cannot even get over it. And I am using my LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Creamy Beige. Just a teeny tiny bit, put on my fingertips and dabbed it underneath so that I could finish up my eye makeup. And I figured I was going in with cream products to highlight and contour, so my face is all set up and even. I don't know why contour is such a hard word for me, like contour. Contour. I can't, it sounds like the name of an exotic bird or something. Did you see that majestic contour? I mean, contouring is really all about tricking the eye. You're either going to highlight, which means you're going to take a lighter shade, and that is going to bring whatever feature you are putting that on forward. And when you contour, you're creating a shadow that wasn't there to begin with. So you're tricking the eye into having a sharper cheekbone, into having a sharper jawline, into having a smaller forehead, a thinner nose, a shorter nose. There are so many different things that you can do with contour and highlight, and just my number one tip for you guys is just play around with it. Maybe one night before you go to bed, before you take off your makeup, get really extreme and do extreme contouring. Take a really bright concealer, a really dark cream product, powder, darker foundation, whatever you have on hand, and just experiment with the different areas that you want to create shape and lift. And you'll get a better idea of what looks best for you, because there is no one way to do it. Whenever I'm contouring someone's face, I'm looking at their full facial structure and how I want to balance things out and manipulate things and basically trick the eye. We are going to be using these Smashbox contouring sticks. Oh my gosh, they melt into your skin like nothing I have ever used. They don't look cakey, they don't look heavy. If you are a beginner, these are perfect. And that is why also I am going to be demoing my contour highlight routine with these suckers right here. So you get a bronze, you get a contour, and you get a highlight. And let's go over three things really quickly. A highlight is going to be something brighter than your skin tone that is going to highlight. A bronzer is going to add warmth and a faux tan, and a contour is going to be almost a little bit of a gray tone that is going to add a realistic shadow. This is the biggest thing people get confused over. They're like, well, can I just use my bronzer that has a little bit of shimmer and really carve out those cheekbones and chisel out my nose? No, you cannot. You don't want to like bronze up the whole face and then also grab more bronzer on a different brush and just like chisel out your cheekbones, because that will look muddy. It will not look good. That's the fastest way to look like Oompa Loompa. It's not a good look. What I like to do for my face shape, now you're gonna want to feel where your cheekbones are. I have pretty intense cheekbones. I know that, but I still like contouring sometimes. I feel like when I add a lot of sharpness to my face, yes, it is a more mature look, but I feel really powerful and very womanly, and I like it. So, but it's not something I particularly, with the cheekbones that I have, you know, thank you mom, I don't do every single day. But when I do, I don't go down here. I don't go right here where most people would. And I also don't drag the color all the way to my lip. If you do that, it's just gonna drag the face down, and it's gonna make your hollows look like they are down here, and you'll see more of a line right through here, and that's just a big mistake that you don't want to do. So what I do is I actually will look down instead of going like this, because you can't really see what's going on up here just by making a fishy face. So what I will do is I will kind of feel where the top of my cheekbone is, and I actually cheat it up a little bit. I know that's going to be weird, that this is not for everyone, but I like to cheat my cheekbone up. If you don't have the kind of cheekbones that already naturally give you a lot of shape, definitely take it down a little bit further to maybe here, but don't go all the way to the mouth. So I'm grabbing my contour pencil, and I actually go down like this a little bit and through here. Now you only want to do this if you want to like shorten up your forehead, which I think I have a pretty large forehead. So I like a lot of contour up there. And I also like to go right here just to kind of create a shadow where it brings my bottom lip forward a little bit and makes my lips look a little bit bigger. And I also like to go right under my chin and right here and right here. But I feel like my face goes back really sharply, so I don't really like to contour back here at all. You can, if you have a very round face and you want to really sharpen up that jawline, you can take the contour all the way back. Now I'm taking my bronzer and I'm just adding a little bit of warmth up here, not much at all, and just a little bit on top over here. This is all going to be blended out, by the way, so don't panic. It does not stay like this. And if you're wanting a drugstore option, the Maybelline Fit Me concealers are actually wonderful for highlighting and contouring. They blend out really well. But just because I'm using this kit already, I'm going to stick with it. So I like to go kind of just that typical triangle. I don't take it back too far. Go down the bridge of the nose. For me, I want my nose to look a little bit smaller, thinner, but I never put contour like right underneath here because it will shorten up my nose and it's already pretty short. I'm also not highlighting my chin because I just don't like to, but I am going right in here. This is something new that I've been doing. I like to bring a lot of highlight right here. If you're like me and you have a little bit of your skin sagging. I hate that word. Oh my god, it's the worst. But it will just lift that area up. Wow. She's a supermodel. You can hit up here too if you want. Just a little bit. Okay. And then you're done. My beauty blender is what I use to apply my foundation today, so it's still a little bit damp. It's a little bit dirty too, ignore that, but that's just because it has a little bit of leftover foundation on it, and that's a-okay, it's fine. I am going to take a spray with glycerin in it. I'm using MAC Fix Plus. A lot of you guys ask, what is the difference between a setting spray and Fix Plus? This one is just going to give a dewy, beautiful, blended look to the skin. A makeup extender is going to extend the wear. So they are two different things. I do use two different makeup sprays, I know. It's so high maintenance. I can't handle myself sometimes, but it's just how I am. So these are all of my tricks to making my skin look really, really great. So I'm just gonna spray this on. And I'm not shy about spraying on a good amount. I'm just gonna do my nose just a tiny little bit. Sometimes I only do powder on my nose, but just because this is a contouring video, I'll show you guys. So now we are going to press the highlight in. And I am just pressing it. I am not dragging or rubbing. You literally just want to press. You know what I was thinking? You know how everyone says, I got my face beat. Someone beat my face. Look how pretty I am with my beat face. You know how that's like a thing? Is it because of this type of blending? Like you're literally, beat your face. Just do it. You can do either first. You can blend out your highlight or your contour. Just try to work on one and then the other. Except for the nose can get a little bit tricky, so I usually leave that alone until the end. So I'm gonna look really cute until this is done. Bear with me. Okay, so I have my highlight blended in. Okay, let's go to the chin and just keep beating yourself up. Dab, 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 dab. Even if you don't have a beauty blender, use some kind of a sponge. I just think that works best because when you are using a brush and you are going like this, you are actually moving the product around and you want to press it in. You want it to look blended, but you want to press it in where you wanted that shadow to be. So moving it around can really just ruin the whole look. With my cheeks, I always make sure that I am not pulling the color down, that I am pulling it back to my hairline. And blending it in the hairline, because you don't want for there to be this huge contour and then white scalp where you didn't blend. So we see how that has some definition but also a little bit of warmth, and that's because you have those two colors there, which I love. Looking good, except for my Skeletor nose. Okay, so with this I am going to drag it down a little bit. You see I'm taking the pointy side of my Beauty Blender and I'm kind of dragging that color straight down. I'm going to press that in. All right, now that I have everything blended, I am going to spray one more time. Keep in mind, this is more for an evening thing, photo shoot. You don't have to do this for everyday life. You could just do the powder part, which we are going to get to, and that would be much easier and more natural for daytime, but I wanted to show you guys every option, and that's why we started with the cream. Okay, so now I'm going to set everything with a little bit of powder, and this is another trick that I do. I take a lighter powder. This is actually a powder foundation, and I just focus this on the center part of my face. And this just sets everything as well. I'm using an angled brush, grabbing a little bit of the product, and I am getting right in that hollow, right on top of where we had that cream. And this is also going to set that cream to last all day long as well. Do you see how that just really made this area pop? And then you can kind of blend up a little bit. And I'm using really light, a light touch here. And this is where the bronzer comes in. A lot of people are like, oh, how do I bronze and contour? So we specifically packed that color right where we wanted to contour and right where we wanted to create a shadow. But now I'm taking a larger fluffy brush, and this is a very warm tone bronzer. This is Indian Sand from Gucci. Good God, it is loud outside. I'm so sorry. And I am just going over the entire forehead. I'm getting kind of on the cheek itself. Can we see how much like nice warmth that is adding? Like I look like I have a tan. And I'm going down the neck as well. Because this is just a super high maintenance look, let's add blush and highlight. Where's my blush at? I'm going to blush with Spellbound from Makeup Geek. It's a pretty pink. And I am not going to hit in this contour area at all. I am just going to get the apple of the cheek and fan it back. Same over here. We're going to use some Ambient powder from Hourglass. And I'm just going to grab this middle shade right here and highlight the cheekbone. down the bridge of the nose a little bit as well. And then there is one last step that I always do. Do you see how much I use MAC Fix Plus? Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm spraying again. I'm taking a clean brush and I am just kind of making sure that everything is super, super blended. You're not using a heavy hand here. You're not trying to pull the product in different directions. You are just lightly buffing all of those edges together, kind of the same way you would if you were building out your transition color and you then had a darker transition color and then you went in with the clean brush just to kind of make sure there were no harsh lines. You can kind of do that with your face as well, so long as you have a completely clean brush, and just make sure that everything is completely buffed. And I look so weird because I have no lipstick on. Let's fix that. Let's continue with the highlight contour theme and make this video just like forever long. I'm going to pop a very light toned Kohl eye pencil in the center of my lips. That's from Charlotte Tilbury. I am just lining now, and then I'm going over that lighter area. And can you see how that already just makes my lip go, like, kind of jut out a little bit? Let's take Hard Candy. I love this lipstick. Make sure everything is nice and smooth. And here's the finished result. My face contoured. Can we get a before and after?